Give it to me like. 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 Give it to me like.
Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Sipping Tea with Suzanne. First, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties. You know, I will say technology will always humble you. Like we're sitting in here looking all fabulous and like ready to go, and technology's like, nope, you're not starting on time today. So I do want to apologize. As you know, I only seek excellence, not perfection. So my apologies for that, but it's going to be a phenomenal show. So thank you for tuning in. To my loyal viewers, thank you for tuning in. I have in the studio with me tonight, Christine Lopez. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime, anytime. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
All right, cool. All right, so we're going to get into it. Before I do that, I do want to say thank you to our loyal viewers. Thank you for tuning in week after week. I appreciate your support. Thank you to my subscribers. Like every week, you guys, continue to tune in. I appreciate your feedback. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, if you know anybody you want to recommend, please hit us up. Let me know. I want to thank you to my producer, my photographer, and my sponsor, Paul Anderson. Every week in the studio, you make magic happens, and I promise you, every week I'm going to bring you more and more phenomenal guests. So today, it's the final show for Black History Month. As you know, I've been highlighting Black excellence, and tonight I have with me Mr. Kristen Lopez, who is the co-founder of the Snowgo app.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I was saying to you earlier, um, no shade, but when I first saw it, I like my first exact thought was the Jamaican bobsled team thing.
Oh, it's that cool running?
Like
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
traditionally, my people don't go towards the snow.
Right. Right. Same, right?
Do not play in the snow.
Right.
I like looking at it through a glass and just seeing all that. So, like, first, we're gonna get into who you are, but like, tell me about the app. Like, I'm just so fascinated by it. And tell the folks what is the SnowGo app and
Right.
just tell me.
Yeah, so I'll start with what the SnowGo app is. So it's a mobile application geared to help homeowners, property owners with snow removal services during the winter time. And then moving forward, we'll be moving into landscaping for this spring, summer.
Mm.
So that's pretty much the app in a nutshell.
Yeah.
The app takes care of everything. So if you're a service provider, it takes care of your scheduling, payments, your marketing, and you'll always have a list of clients on there. So there's always an opportunity to make money. And then
Yeah.
if you're a user or you're a homeowner or property
Okay.
owner, you go on there, you'll have a list of service providers you want to use. You'll just click on them, schedule your service, and they'll come out and take care of it.
Okay, so you can go on there as a person who removes the snow,
Yep.
and you see all of that. You can see the client. I mean, I assume that's how they get the hit up.
Right.
And then, if somebody who like me who does not shovel snow, I
Right.
can go on there and find someone to come and shovel the snow. And where do you cover?
So we're right now we're based in Worcester County. We're
Yeah.
actually starting the process now of expansion.
Oh,
So we're
wonderful.
going through like hiring processes. We've got some people like service providers out in like Colorado, Michigan, Ohio.
Wow.
So we're just starting to make that plan now about what we're going to do for next winter, what
Mhm.
states we're going to go to, where we're going to expand to. But yeah, right now our focus is Massachusetts, Worcester County. Hopefully this thing blows up and then we can bring all those funds back to
Yeah.
Worcester County and we could be a part of the redevelopment. You know?
Because there is such a need for this. So you are the co-founder.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how did you guys just come up with this idea to let's do this?
Right.
Let me
So
pour you some tea, by the way, because it's
appreciate
called
it.
sipping tea with Suzanne. So we got to sip some tea.
That's right.
So let's talk about it. How did we come up with the idea?
Right. So first of all, huge shout out to my co-founder Rafael DeFeo. He's actually on his way back from California handling some business for us as well.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, so Raf and I, we've done a good amount of projects together. Around this time last year, we were able to finish a previous project, and that was called Community Cuts up in Fitchburg, which we would give free haircuts to all of the kids in the area that needed a haircut, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So after that, we just started brainstorming about some ideas. I personally hate shoveling snow, so that that popped up. We looked at our list of ideas, and the SnowGo app is the one that just kept coming up. So we're like, hey, let's
Yeah.
just pull the trigger and get it done.
Okay.
And Raphael is in video production, so we're able to make a ton of commercials and just video content
Mm-hmm.
at cost through
Mm-hmm.
him. So yeah, and that's kind of what sparked the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how what was it like? Do you guys have like a background in app development? Because like I checked it out. I mean, you're on the Android and you're on the Android. How old am I?
uh,
You're in the Play Store
yep.
and you're on, in the App Store.
Yep.
So like, do you guys have backgrounds in app development
Right.
or?
So, very loose background. We're not developers. That's pretty much the question that we get all the time. But what I would say we're master marketers.
Okay.
And then so we've been able to partner with some people that
Mm.
are professionals at coding and all of that good stuff, and just working together, able to get it created and done. So,
No, that's amazing. I know it's a lot of work because I was trying to develop something, an app for something, and like this for my website, and like they sent me out. I was like, oh my god!
oh God,
And
yeah,
they're like, learn how to develop your own app, and they made it seem like boom, 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 and and no, it wasn't boom, boom,
yeah.
boom.
There's
It was
a
boom,
ton of
boom,
work.
twist, bomb, bomb. Like it was insanity.
Right, right.
So like, yeah, no, you need collaborations with folks that they understand that.
Right.
Okay.
100%. Even now, we're still looking at the app, getting reviews and making adjustments to the app, and that's going to be an ongoing thing forever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It has to because I think no matter what you do, things always upgrade, right?
Right.
Because all our apps are always upgrading, and as you think of new things. And honestly, look at the internet. I don't know how old you are, but this internet that we have was nothing like what we had. Like we were
Right.
MySpace.
Right.
And
I remember when the internet when I first got
yeah,
the big
thank you.
computer in the house and it was in the living room and we had to
The
make a
kids to go back
schedule.
to the internet.
My
So
mom yelling at me, "Get off the phone! I need to use the phone."
exactly.
My goodness.
And look where we are
Right.
now.
Crazy.
So in 10 years, the app
Right.
will be doing several multiple more things. So but no, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
so let's talk about because I was just very fascinated by it when I saw it, and I did see a couple of people were posting about it on social media this after the last snowstorm. So I
Yep.
was like, oh, that's really cool. And that when I saw that you guys launched this thing, and I think Sean Harris, I got to give shout out to Sean
Love
Harris.
Sean.
He's the best.
Phenomenal guy.
He is fantastic. What he say? He highlights people that are doing dope stuff. I'm gonna go with dope stuff.
Yep. Yep. Between him, so I actually just recently moved out to Worcester. This is probably, I guess
Really?
it's a year ago now, in
Yeah.
April. But yeah, Paul was like the first person I met, and then I met Sean like 2 days later. So now that I know who they are in the community, I'm like, my gosh, how
Like,
lucky did I get?
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, Sean is just phenomenal. Once he he's connected to you. Like he will speak your name in
Right.
rooms with opportunity. He's always connected. And he's the one that reached out. I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. I'm like, you know him, right? And like,
Mm-hmm.
let's get him on the show
Yep.
because we
Yep.
really want to talk about it. Because, it's Black History Month. I wanted to highlight, Black excellence in something that's different for us and
Right.
want to inspire our young men and women to
Of
see
course.
somebody that looks like them, doing different things and let them know that there's no limits
Right.
to things that they can, achieve.
Right. Especially being black in tech, it's just not. There's not a
It's
lot of us in it. So
No, there's
yeah.
not. And I know that there's a focus right now with blacks in STEM,
Mm-hmm.
and but I think there is a lot of barriers still, and I think that a lot of people like hesitate and turn from that because they're like, I think they're steered towards sports.
Right.
So I think anytime they could see representation in tech, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Right. And speaking of sports, I played some quarterback back in the day, in
Did
my
you?
college days. So yeah, so it's just
Okay.
a nice little segue. We could talk about just how,
Yeah.
how we make that transition for the kids who are playing sports right now.
Because it's like, I think beauty of it is like we're not one dimensional.
Right.
Like there is so many different paths for us. And you played sports and now you're in tech. There's no reason you can't do both.
Right. Right.
Be,
Exactly.
I mean, even Tom Brady couldn't play forever. But
Oh, Lord, I
too
wish he
soon.
was still playing
Too
now. My
soon for
God.
that. It's too soon.
Like, wow. Way too soon. My
Yeah,
heart.
too soon. We will retract the Tom Brady joke. But truthfully, we can't play forever,
Right.
right?
Right.
So having something like tech, which I think is very exciting.
Right.
It's something that there's something always at the forefront, something always breaking out. So
Hmm.
I think getting in a like even coding, I
Yeah.
find that fascinating.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You just sparked some thoughts in my mind. It's just the whole AI thing is
Yeah.
happening right now, and then so coding, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so I am challenged with AI. I'm not gonna lie, because I think the idea that someone can control, like, do these videos like with me and deep fake and all of that,
mm,
like, okay, maybe I watched too many conspiracy theory movies. So
right. Not a theory.
it
This is real.
terrifies
Yeah,
me. Like it terrifies me because you'll see things and then like you have to prove that it wasn't you.
right.
And I'm like,
Just in response to that, like I'm always a fan of humans, right? And I
me
think
too.
we figure it out,
Yeah.
like so even with any new technology, like the car was new at some point, and there was a bunch of craziness happening at
Yeah,
that time, and we adjusted it
we
and
did.
made some lights and some stop signs and some crosswalks and
Okay, are you trying to say if I was alive when there were horses before? Like,
oh my goodness, it's too funny. It's too
but
funny.
yeah, no, we adjust. But like with the AI, I'm a little reserved in terms of that
Right.
because I just think that the ability to do things, or even like you have an AI do your picture, it doesn't look like me. Like, it's perfect.
Right.
Like I don't want perfection. Like I
Mm,
want me. I
right.
mean, yeah, you want to, a little, but not
Mm,
all the way.
yeah. Yeah.
You need a little like semen up and get rid of that big pimple, but like
That's
don't
funny.
take away my scar that I had when I was 2 years old or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I'm definitely interested to see where society goes
yeah,
with AI, just how, yeah, 5 years.
we're
We'll see.
going. I don't quite know, but it'll be quite curious, to see. So tell me about Kristen the person, like how, like your background. I mean, I read some of it. There's a lot of fancy words. So
Um,
like marketing, leadership, technology, and all of that, and I love that. So who are you?
yeah, So yeah, my name's Christian Lopez. I'm originally from New York. I grew up in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Was born in Brooklyn, New York. Went to high school out there. Played some football, like I said. Went to junior college in Brooklyn. School got into some things and whatnot, so I ended up at Fitchburg State. So
Yeah.
that's how I came up
From
to
Brooklyn
Massachusetts.
to
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
yeah,
Completely
big
different.
transition. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just really starting to understand like my place in the world now,
Okay.
and this is like 10 years ago, not to age myself that I came up here, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely big transition for me for sure. But
Yeah.
learned a lot, yeah.
Okay, good.
Went to school for criminal justice, psychology. Uh uh, yeah, and then after that, I started a quarterback development company called QB1 Mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been fortunate enough to like travel all over the country,
Mm.
working with kids. I've worked with some kids in Africa, Australia,
Really?
um, uh, yeah, I've been down to the NFL Combine, which is coming up this weekend. Kind of upset I'm not going to make it for that one. Yeah, so did that for a couple of years. Then I met my partner Raphael. We were able to put this thing together called Community Cuts,
Mm-hmm.
which is the free haircuts for the kids in Fitchburg. We both went to Fitchburg State. Um, so fast forward from that, and then yeah, so then the snow go stuff, which is fairly recent. So, and we can dive into whatever topic, but I know I have a ton going on.
Just like, and as I mentioned earlier, like you're not one dimensional because when I was looking at it, like, there was marketing, there's
Mhm.
tech, then you played sports, you have this, and that's coaching,
Right.
the QB1 mentality, like that reminded me when I saw like Mamba mentality. That was like my first thought, you know,
That's 100% where I got it from. My
really
guy
like,
Kobe.
because I love me some Kobe,
That's
right?
right.
That's rest in peace, brother.
That's right.
And
That's right.
so I was like, oh, that's what. And then you said you went to school for criminal justice and psychology,
Yep.
and like you're not doing anything with that.
Right.
And
Right. Right. It's crazy how that works out. Like it's nuts. It's
I hope
nuts. Yeah. Yep.
thank
Yep.
you, Jesus.
Right. Yep. Well, good thing for playing some football early on,
Oh,
and
good.
this guy Biden's supposed to be that's not for us. Biden's supposed to be releasing some student loans for us, so we'll see.
We'll see. I'm waiting. Like I can't defer them things no more. Biden, you got to pull up, man.
Right.
Like I cannot see that balance next to my name any longer.
Right. Right. It
Like
hurts. It hurts. Like yeah.
you're saying, I'm hot.
Right. So my student loans aren't crazy, but my fiance went to UMass Amherst, so
Yeah,
you can imagine.
yeah. To Nichols, I did two masters
Oh
there.
my gosh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yep. Yep.
yeah. And I didn't go as a teenager. I went back as an adult. So like if I'd
Okay.
gone as a teenager, I would have been done.
Right.
So I went back as an adult. I graduated, a couple of years ago.
There we
So
go.
they're fresh, fresh.
Oh, well,
Like
congratulations. Good stuff. Yeah.
kids.
Oh,
But yeah, they're expensive.
yeah. Yeah. My gosh. Yeah.
So yeah, Biden, pull up, bro.
Yeah.
Pull up.
I tell my son, you better get good at something, kid.
Yeah.
Better get good at something.
Listen. But I know that like they're gonna like I think teachers.
Hmm.
I'm not I don't want to be a teacher, but like I think teachers, they can forgive those debts or
Yeah.
something like that. But there's so
Well, it's
many
good for them, you
good for
know.
them.
Snow girls got to work. That's all.
So if you can
Yeah.
take away,
Yeah. That'd be nice.
and take it
Seriously.
away. All right. So what like made you decide to like study criminal justice and psychology when you're in school?
Well, so like I said, I grew up in New York. So not to take a sharp turn here, but 9/11 happened, just
Mm,
very impactful on everyone in society. But where I
mm,
lived in New York, where I lived in the Bronx, is actually the highest point,
mm.
non-man-made point in New York. So I could actually see from my mother's room
Wow.
into the city as far
Yeah.
as what was happening. So, that just kind of always stuck with me. And then so you go to college, I want to make a change, make a difference, yada,
Hmm.
yada, yada. Until you start to understand what's going on at scale. I'm like, oh, There is no way.
Yeah.
There's no
Ain't
way.
no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know what? I think there'll always be a need for criminal justice, right? And nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
And, I think what's happening right now in the terms of mental health,
Hmm.
I think having that degree, I think would be beneficial to help you to navigate and, take care of your mental health
For sure.
and talking to others and dealing with folks because folks be, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. For sure. I thank God all the time that I went to school for crim and psychology because if something's happening, I think through the whole thing instead of just reacting now.
hmm.
So
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. I mean, because you're right. Hindsight is always 2020, but in the moment, we've never. So I think any tools that we have that helps us deal with our emotions in a healthy way and gives us opportunity and space
Right.
to have honest, and courageous dialogue, I call it, because folks be saying things that are out of pocket sometimes,
Right.
and we're grown,
Right. Right. Right.
so we have to handle it well. So, and it's like
Yeah.
you
No
are a
telling.
you're
Right.
you're a developer. You are teaching QB1 mentality and all that. You can't react how you'd want to
At
react.
all. No.
Like,
It's crazy. Yep. So.
so I was having a conversation with someone, recently, and they were saying about like, oh, I'm always me, and I'm all blah, 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 and like I'm gonna be me, and I can't because I was like, it was about authenticity, and I'm like, I truly believe that I'm fully authentic
Mhm.
to who I am, but I also know that we can't always handle things the way we want to handle it,
Right.
and it's not code switching, it's not showing up as less as who you are, but I also believe you lose your point in anger.
100%. Yeah. Uh, yeah. You can't. I mean, it's especially for us already being black in society. Like,
Yeah.
we just have to handle things a certain way. That's just the equation we're at right now.
No, absolutely. As a black man, you don't have the luxury to show your anger.
Right.
In
Ever.
any given situation, you have to handle it respectfully, even if you are not being
Right.
treated respectfully. So how does that like relate? Like how does that happen for you though? Like how do you like what do you do? What are some of the tools that you employ to ensure that
Oh, that's a phenomenal question.
you're a psych major?
I have that's a good question. So I've made sure to keep some really good people around me for when I need to have those conversations. Compartmentalizing things is very important, right? Understanding before you go into the room that you're going into this room and
Mm-hmm.
these lists of things are probably going to happen, like
Mm-hmm.
almost already playing them out in your
Mm-hmm.
mind,
Yeah.
right? And then if something random happens, right, just maybe write it down or whatever you
Mm-hmm.
need to do to save that moment, but have that conversation with somebody that's looking through the same lenses as you, you
Mm-hmm.
know. The worst thing is, yeah, to think that you have allyship sometimes and in your frustration say some things thinking that you have a friend and it doesn't turn out the
Mm-hmm.
way that you want it to turn out. So have some people that you trust, you give them a phone call on your time away from
Mm-hmm.
everyone and talk through it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And I think that's important. And I think, I asked you that because you do the QB1 mentality, and,
Hmm.
it's in the sports field, right? You talk to a lot, but I think that we have an opportunity, for fine spaces. That's why I like people like Sean Harris, who, create spaces for Black men to be safe,
Right.
to be able to express themselves. And I think, we need more organizations, geared towards that where black men could talk and have conversation and says like it doesn't make you any less of a man, and like you can't react in anger, so because I don't think a lot of them have that conversations though, and I don't think a lot of them grasp that piece, just to say you're not giving up your blackness,
Mhm.
you're not less than a man, you're not playing a punk, because our like our identity is so wrapped up into being a man.
Right.
Like we feel that if we don't address it in anger or prove our point or like come out like, yeah, I'm the man here, we
Right.
feel like we're inauthentic to ourselves.
Mm.
And I kind of think that, black men need to have a space that they could have that conversation and say it's not, but to kind of help them navigate, certain conversations and to be able to be in rooms,
Right.
where you
Hmm.
are.
In response to that, I think I would say a lot of and just to be candid, I think a lot of that anger or that outward frustration or aggression comes in from feeling a sense of like powerlessness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because we're in a bad situation right
Mm-hmm.
now, just in society, especially if
Absolutely.
like we're just that's just what it is. And I think
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to just as black people in general, but specifically like black men, we're talking about this group,
Mm-hmm.
the dinner group with Sean Harris. um I just think we as black men across the board just need to identify that and understand like this is just a bad situation. This
Mm-hmm.
is going to suck. We're going to operate at a baseline level of frustration. So now how do we get through that and
Mm-hmm.
change
Mm-hmm.
this thing here,
Yeah.
but even getting to that point though, I think there's just a lot of people, black men in society, since we're just talking about aggression, that haven't gotten to that point yet of just understanding that the situation is just like you're going to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be frustrated even just
Yeah.
driving down the street and stopping at a red light because
Yeah.
somebody's just looking at you because you're driving a nice
Mm-hmm.
car.
Yeah.
You're going to be frustrated,
No,
so
absolutely.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
happens. I mean, I can't imagine it as a black man. I know for as a black woman, it's tough
Hmm.
because like even going into stores, like I still get, the looks and the followed around and things like
Right.
that. So, it's just come kind of like,
Right, I'm sure. Right. And then you're a little tall too, so I'm
yeah,
sure, oh my goodness.
yeah,
Yeah. It's like, all right, I know. Like,
I
I
get it.
know, I
I
know.
get it. But no, but hey, no, I'm intentional about my joy
There
and
you go.
like, I'm not gonna allow anybody to, steal my peace and things like that. But yeah, no, I love any safe spaces for black men or black women or black boys or black girls.
And I've done a little bit of research on you. I've like, I've
On
known
me?
Sean. Yeah,
Oh,
I've known Sean for a while, and I've known Paul and Isaiah as well. Isaiah
who's Paul?
Tucker Hernandez.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
And Isaiah Tucker as well. Like
Yes, I do know Isaiah Tucker, lovely young man.
so I've just seen you just around different things.
Yes.
And the thing that I love that you've done, right, with just how you present is that you've owned it the entire time. Like it's the first I think the first thing that I've seen from you was the red carpet event that you did somewhere where Manny was recording it. And it's like, yup, I'm here, and if you're gonna look at me anyway, you're gonna look anyway. So you might as well. I love it. I love it. So
Thank you. No,
yeah,
a friend of mine says like you just walk in. This is like I'm here, I'm black and I'm proud.
that's right.
And I mean I am.
Yes.
I don't want to hide it. I'm not gonna shrink. I just, I want others to like have that sense of pride and,
Right.
ownership. But I know it's not easy.
Right.
Like I know it's not easy.
Right.
So, anytime I see people like you and Sean and, Isaiah Tucker and like all these people doing these things, I will give them props
Right.
because I really like to see them excel.
Right.
I like that black excellence all day
That's
long.
right.
All right. So let's talk about your the QB1 mentality.
Okay.
How did that come about and how's that going?
So yeah, how did it come about? Like I said, I played some quarterback in college. I tore my ACL my senior year, like big knee surgery, all of that
Wow.
good stuff. So I still had the little lingering like
Yeah.
wanting to play kind of,
I know.
just wanting to be a part of the sport.
Yeah.
And then it's right after college, so I'm not making any money for real. So it's like I might as well just try to start something.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the QB1 mentality came up like, hey, I can train some quarterbacks. Well, what name do we want to use? Well, QB1
Mm-hmm.
and mentality because my guy Kobe. So and I think I started this in 2018.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
the goal was to whenever I came across Kobe,
To
like, hey,
meet Kobe.
yeah, hey man, I
Yeah.
appreciate everything, all of that good stuff. But yeah, so from there, it just kind of spiraled. Like I realized like I really knew what I was talking about, because kids started getting
Yeah.
drastically good every 6 months. Then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So we had to pivot. We did a lot of online trainings and
Mhm.
stuff like that, which was crazy. That's when I realized I was good at business.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people went out of business and we were able to
Mm.
make the most money we have ever made at that time
Wow.
period. So, um, yeah, so then after COVID, a lot of, well, not after COVID, but once, things started opening up, I started getting a ton of phone calls just from like all over the country.
Wow.
Yeah, just like, hey, can you fly out to come work with our kids? We had kids flying in from Texas to Fitchburg,
Yeah.
Massachusetts to come work with me. So that was fun. Yeah, and then my daughter, we found out we were having my daughter, so I was like, oh, I need to go get a job now. Right. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah. She's a cutie though, but yeah, they're expensive.
yeah. Crazy. So
Okay.
so then I ended up transitioning into marketing.
Hmm.
Um, but I found that I was good at marketing from the QB1 mentality stuff. Uh, yeah, so now I'm doing marketing for Cushion Academy. So,
Cool. So we're gonna go there. Just wanted to go back to a couple of things.
mhm.
I'm sorry you never got to meet Kobe because I really do believe that we truly lost a giant when we lost Kobe that
Oh my
day.
gosh.
Like I still remember the day at the time, like where I was exactly, um, that day in
Yeah.
January. So,
I cried crazy. I actually have a story around this
all
Kobe
right,
thing.
tell me, because I did a whole podcast episode about it.
So I did same thing. Same thing. So we were actually, it's the first time that we went down to the Senior Bowl.
Hmm.
I don't know if you're like watch football at all. So there's this
Not at
big
all.
like all-star game for all the best college football players. And we had the opportunity to go down. So we were waiting for our flight. It was the last day. Everything was over. We're super happy. Um, just waiting for our flight. And yeah, that happened. We're talking about flying back from Alabama. So
Yeah.
I didn't even, the way I did not want to get on any motor vehicle. Like,
Did you?
yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, I had to get
Yeah.
back to Massachusetts.
You
But
was I would have driven, but go on.
oh my gosh, yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a day for
Wow.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, miss my guy though.
Yeah, no, yeah, it really was. And I honestly, I think about like even the other day, like, they were doing the Lakers honored him with something and his
Hmm.
daughter and like him and his daughter, I mean, she was going to be the one that followed in his
She was
footsteps too.
about to be
Like,
the best WNBA
I know.
basketball player. She was going to change the game for the WNBA
Yeah.
for sure. But
God had bigger plans,
that's what I'm saying.
like he
And
did.
through that terrible situation, I think even for the WNBA,
Yeah.
um, that has brought a lot of attention onto the
Hmm.
WNBA because Kobe was a huge advocate for them.
Hmm.
His daughter wanted to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, and honestly, and rest in peace also to all the others that lost their
of
lives
course,
along with him, that day. But that was a tough day.
yeah.
I want to get back to something that you said. Like I'll let you sip your tea because
Hmm.
like we always be talking and folks don't get a chance to sip their tea.
It was some good tea too.
You off.
Appreciate it.
I do have cream and brown sugar and honey if you want. I never know what folks want. So that's brown sugar, that's honey, and then that's cream. So
Appreciate it.
most people have just been drinking it straight. That's
Hmm.
good. So you said the day you realized that you were good at something.
Yeah.
Isn't that a like that's a feeling?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
I have
like
yeah.
you're just doing it and then you're like, dude, I'm really good.
Right. Like wow. Oh, I figured this out. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. So now you're marketing
Mhm.
at Cushion Academy. And
Yep.
what is Cushion Academy?
So Cushing Academy is it's a boarding slash like prep school, high school
Okay.
situation.
Co-ed.
Yes, it's co-ed.
Okay.
And so yeah, I just started there was February a month ago, so January. And it's been great. And before that I was doing marketing for the Fitchburg Art Museum.
Okay.
And then before that I was at Chick-fil-A for a
Uh,
bit. So, yep.
do all the things.
Yeah, yeah. That's what my mom always says. She's probably watching, but she says go big or go home. So if you get an idea, something comes up, just do it and knock it out the park.
Thank you, Mama. I
Yep.
say that all the time. Go big. And like I would say too, like it's not a go big and go home because if you go big and it doesn't work out, I'm gonna still go home.
Right. Right, right.
Because if you fail, so what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is who cares?
Like, who cares? And you do it again.
Yeah, and it's your letter, you know. It's your L that you have to walk around with. So who cares? Like
Like, I
nobody.
don't
Yeah.
even care because it's like success doesn't teach you as much as failure does,
Yep.
because it's like I think failing makes you hungry, it makes you driven, it makes you
Right.
want it more,
Right.
and it teaches you things that you would not. Because like if you do something and it just works out perfectly immediately,
You don't learn.
you don't.
Right.
You don't get to figure it
Funny,
out.
funny story. I was actually talking to my fiance today about so like I said, I played college football, played quarterback. Typically, the quarterback is voted captain of the football team, right?
Okay.
I didn't get voted captain of the football team while I was there, right? But one thing that and you ask a bunch of questions like, what do you mean? Like I'm waking up at 5:30, I'm
Oh yeah.
organizing all of this stuff,
Yeah.
like I'm pretty much killing myself trying to make sure we flip this thing over. Um, but I learned through that you don't need the stamp of approval from anybody to be a
Mm.
leader,
Mm-mm.
right? The people know who the leaders are when they show up
Mm-hmm.
into the room, right? So I learned so much from that point to now. I'm not fighting to be the one that's in charge ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like when the time comes, like, and if I need the lead, I will. If I don't, that's fine. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, but yeah, it's just interesting, like that dynamic, like of just learning that, you know, because I
Mm-hmm.
was upset.
I mean, I've been known to get upset about a thing or two, but yeah,
Right,
you
right,
do.
right, right. But yeah, at this point, you know, you learn so much, and now the leadership that like that title doesn't
Yeah.
really mean anything to me, right? I've been a leader. God put me on this earth to do that.
No,
So
absolutely. And you can lead from the front and you can lead from the back. I mean,
right,
is it harder when you don't have the title? Absolutely.
right,
But I think that I have met leaders that are atrocious, and
right,
I've met people who didn't have the title and they're fantastic leaders.
right,
So
right. It's like funny. You start to see the people just start to gather around that person.
yeah,
Why is everybody over there? Because
yeah.
he's or
They
she is the leader.
they got influence.
Right.
Like people are inspired by them. They're galvanized to act. They want to do this, they want to do that. And I sometimes you're right, we do get our feelings hurt when
Hmm.
it doesn't happen.
Rightfully
But
so. Yeah.
I mean, I've had titles and I've had been passed over for titles, and
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Right.
And I do get in my feelings a bit, but then I was like, you know what, whatever, they're lost, moving on. I'm still gonna show up as me.
Right.
They're still gonna know my name at the end of the day.
Exactly. I'm gonna still do what I do.
Exactly. No, exactly. Like
Yeah.
100%, you're still gonna show up, and
Yep. Christian Lopez is here.
we're here and we're not leaving.
Right. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
So I know you're doing marketing now, but what else is on the horizon? Because I looked at your story yesterday
Mm.
and you said you're gonna be spilling some big news today.
Oh yeah, so we have these Snogo hoodies, some Snogo merch that just came out. And the announcement's happening on Sipping Tea with Suzanne.
Let's
So
not even sip that tea.
yep. And it's they're all limited edition, so it's only I think we only have 10 or 15 of them out, and then every couple of weeks we're going to be collaborating with different people in the community to make new design shirts and hoodies and hats and stuff. So
Wonderful. So you're
yeah.
using local talent to design the hoodies and the hats.
Yep, yep.
Oh, that is fantastic. So they have the limited edition,
Yep, limited edition.
and how can people purchase it?
You're just gonna go on the website, so it's just snogo.app, snogo.app.
All right. So
Hmm.
you heard it first. Like, go on. Let's sell out by the time he gets off this thing. Let's make sure it's sold out. And then, so are we going to be doing different colors so soon, or
Yeah, so we're actually so couple more announcements, I guess. So we'll have
tell me your business?
so yeah, so we are, like I said, we're gonna be going into landscaping for the
Okay.
spring summer. So
Nice.
we'll be having a Snow Go. We call our team the Snow Go Connect team.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have a Snow Go Connect event, probably early April. That's just a celebration of us launching our landscaping department of the company. And in there we'll have all of our spring, summer like apparel, hoodies, hats, all of that good stuff, and then we'll
Mm.
show the new look of the app at the event, and yeah,
Nice.
so
So, I mean, if I don't get an invite, I'm going to be offended.
you're definitely getting an invite. You have to be there.
Oh,
What?
no, I can't. It's amazing. So will the landscaping just be on the Snow Go app, or you're gonna? Oh, okay. All
Yep.
right, because I'm like,
So
don't give me two apps.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that we've been actually talking about that over the last couple of months, just whether or not we wanted to transition into another app
Mm-hmm.
or just, use the branding that we've already done and
Snow Go
move into
Plus.
land. Yeah, yep. So that's what we're going with. Yep. So everything's gonna be green, like a greenish blue. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Don't create another app. Don't give people two apps. Like at simplest, Einstein said to the simplest man,
Right.
and one
Right.
app doing everything.
Yep.
Let's
Just get
see.
it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Oh, okay. So do you? I know you don't like shoveling snow, but do you do any landscaping or?
No, I don't. So I will, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
have some experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we did have a house in Fitchburg before we moved out this way. But do I want to? No. No. So, and like I said, even with the shoveling, right? Like I don't want to do that. So I'd rather just pay somebody, and it became impossible to find somebody to
Yeah.
pay to do it. So an app
Yeah.
was created.
Have some kids, man. How old is your son?
He is 6,
Oh,
so
oh,
he's not there yet.
you can't
Yeah,
let that poor boy show.
yeah, he's not. I wish. Couple more years, so you take out the dog and he could shovel.
No, I know. I think there's some child labor law somewhere. My daughter's 17 now, so she's
Oh, oh
good.
yeah, yep.
She
That's her
good
job.
stuff.
Yep,
I ain't gonna do it.
that's funny.
No, my husband or my daughter, like they do that. But no, that's so cool because I know a lot of people who like just it's hard to go out there and shovel that snow. So that's pretty cool. And then
Yep.
the landscaping I think is gonna be a pretty big deal. Like,
Yeah, we're excited.
well,
We're excited for the landscape and stuff for sure. We've gotten a lot of good feedback.
yeah,
So.
no, I can't wait. I mean, although last year there was so much rain.
Yeah, it's crazy what's going on in New England. Like, we've gotten a 1.5 snowstorms
Yeah,
all winter, right? And
yeah.
then the summer comes around and it's raining all July. Like,
It did. I think last year, I think
like
what
two
was this?
years in a row. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like last year, what they say was like how many weekends? I think it was 13 weekends. I think there was like only two that it didn't rain or something like
crazy.
that. I literally like did a couple of events and it was wet. I was like, come on, man. Like, luckily,
Yeah, I'm about to make an app for the rain. I don't
I,
even wait.
I know. What would we do with that?
The one thing we're getting weather-wise. So,
Like, yeah, so I know. I mean, at that point, like the gardening, the flowers, we do need water, but like
yeah,
last summer, I think it was just a little
terrible,
too much water.
terrible.
It's a little too much water. All right, so what else is happening?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm getting married in May.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, May
congratulations.
18th. Yep,
Yes. Are
getting
we doing
married.
a destination or
We're getting married at the White Room in
oh, it's
Worcester, and
beautiful.
then we'll be going hopefully on a 2-week honeymoon.
Very
I need a
nice.
vacation too, so that'll be good. Probably leaving my cell phone here.
Oh,
I can't do that, but I
no, you
wish.
can't. You
Yeah.
can't get the kids on the honeymoon.
Oh, no way. Oh my goodness. Grandparents, thank you guys so much. Love you guys.
Yeah, but-
Love you guys
yeah,
so
you're like, no,
much.
no, it wouldn't be too much of a honeymoon. Although,
Yeah. I was on that. Oh, if they, no, I'm just,
no,
I'm just,
the kid's too young to understand.
yeah.
They don't. He would take you guys in a heartbeat.
Mhm.
Like in a couple of years, and be like, Dad, really? You said that?
Any
Any
other
other
time
time? No, no, no.
we could
I,
go to
I think,
Puerto Rico.
we need that. Like, I think you knew that. So, like, out of you and your fiance, and I met her, earlier, who's the adventurous one?
So it depends the type of adventure, right? Like we both come from two different worlds. Like she's from Leominster, so she grew up out this way, and
Okay, so
I'm
she's cold Massachusetts.
yeah,
Know
yeah,
that.
like
Oh, okay.
hiking,
Yeah.
snowboarding,
Mm,
just the
the,
whole 9 yards. What's that? The ice fishing? Yeah,
no. The thing in the hole in the thing?
yeah, like she doesn't go ice fishing, but she has friends that are like, Chris, you want to go ice fishing? Oh, nice.
I have no friends
I'm all set.
that have ever asked me that.
Yeah. So it happens when you go to Fitchburg State. But yeah, so in that regard, like she's definitely more outdoorsy
Yeah.
than I am. But if we go to the opposite side, right? Like all city New York stuff, like
Yeah.
you know, I like DJing.
Yeah.
I just like being outside. I love being around the energy, good
Okay.
vibes, culture, good food,
Okay.
all of that stuff. So like, and not saying that she doesn't enjoy it, just a
Yeah.
different world. But
Different.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Different. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it just depends on what it is. We went snorkeling one time though. That didn't work out too well for me.
Snorkeling with the hubby, like cold, warm weather though. Not.
Mm.
I don't know if you went cold weather.
We went,
Like
I
where?
think we were in Antigua,
Oh, okay, that's normal.
Barbados.
That's
Yeah.
good. Like I just don't find any of American beaches warm. I don't find the water
Oh,
warm
I
at
can
all.
imagine, right?
Like
Yeah.
none of them are
Are
warm.
you guys Jamaican?
Originally, yes,
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
like born and bred. Like, and then
Gotcha.
came here. Like, been here a minute, but still,
Right.
like I just the water is not warm to me.
At all. Yeah.
So I at all. Like, yeah, I would go into like the one in Rhode Island, and folks like, oh my god, the water is nice, and I'm like, I go in, it's like it's at temperature.
Right.
Like it's not. But
Completely
it's
different
cold.
place.
It's
Yeah.
cold. But you know what? If that's all they used to, they love it. No, no disses. The kids love it, and
Right.
that's all that matters. I get to sit and just watch them,
Right.
play and hang out. But snorkeling, what happened?
So I saw a sea turtle
Okay.
and I sent me like it's a sea turtle, and then I went to go try to breathe through my nose, and then
Yeah.
it just yeah. So I had what's that? The rum punch for the rest of the day. That's good old rum punch.
Yeah,
So
no, don't play with the rum punch. Yeah,
no.
no. I had a incident in the Bahamas a couple years ago, but yeah, I've been back in the water since and all that. So you
Mm,
do a lot, and honestly, like I do a lot. People's always like saying to me, like, "Oh my God, you do so much," blah blah blah. Then I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like I'm taking on more than I can handle because if I
right.
can't handle it,
Right.
you know. And there's a saying that says you'll never be accused of doing too much by someone who's doing more than you.
Right.
So you do a lot in terms of you are doing so much, which is
Mhm.
fantastic. QB1 mentality, the Snowgo app, the marketing and all that, which is fantastic. How do you find time for you and how do you unwind?
It's a good question. So I haven't so Saturdays right now is my family time,
Oh,
right?
good.
So I make sure to spend time with my girls and my son and just all that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Um but outside of that, like right now, I'm not on the unwind world right now. Like I'm like just trying to get through this time period. Like I just like you said, I just have so much going on. So
Yeah.
like with the app, we have a ton of work that we have to do with that, then like with my actual job and everything else. So
Yeah.
I know I'm tired. I know I'm
Okay.
gonna be tired.
Okay.
And me and my fiance, we're being very strategic about our vacations and making
Okay.
sure like, hey, when we go on
Yeah.
vacation, turn your phone off. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is not a working remote from somewhere. Like turn it off. So we've been kind of in that process of figuring it out. But yeah, I'm just gonna be tired for the next couple years. So
To you with this. So you're tired, right?
mhm.
And it's like, oh my God, I don't have any time for Rex. I don't have any time for me because like, the family time is great. I think that's important. Do you think though, if you find some time for you, like then you'd be more productive? I'm just asking.
I'm not in denial of that
You
at
just don't
all.
know how to do it.
Yeah, I just haven't figured it out yet, but we're having
Gotcha.
this conversation now
Okay.
about like do we
Yeah.
turn the phone off at 7? Like
Yeah.
do we do dinner twice a week where we
Yeah.
leave the phone somewhere? Like are we doing meetings in the morning instead of at night? Do we have to
Yeah.
do we're trying to figure out where that threshold is at for me so that I can continue doing what I'm doing. But I haven't crashed yet, so
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
hoping we figure it out before then.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more for you to do, and I think it's important that you do. I will say that it took a long time for me to figure it out. And there's instances where it happens that I have to keep figuring it out.
Right.
But like I have been very intentional in terms of my self care,
Okay.
just to make sure like I have moments for me
Right.
that then I'm able to be more productive because sometimes I've had the mentality where like let me just push through. I'm like, I'm doing all this, but then I'm just so tired. I don't know if I'm being my best and I'm not fair to me.
Right.
So, plus, I want to be around to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
if I could encourage you with anything, like if you could just, find some time just for you,
Hmm.
fiance, great, with the kids, great, but just for Kristen time, just to
Right.
unwind.
I appreciate that. I'm definitely gonna take that for sure.
You know, just
Like
So me for me, I did tea parties. I
Yeah.
don't see like and just me with the tea and just even if it's 5 or 10 minutes or things like that, just allow your brain to just pause for a minute and to enjoy.
Right. And
Like
Isaiah's been saying that a lot too
yeah,
to Raph and myself the
yeah.
last like couple of months. Like you guys need to take some time.
Thank you, Isaiah. Like him and I had a really good conversation about mental health. He was sitting right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it's important. Like, because we're doing a lot and we live in this fast-paced society and we do feel like, the more we do, the more we have to do. And then you throw an app and a job and a nonprofit and you throw in
Yeah. The
kids and a
kids, oh my gosh.
fiance and
Getting married, like
exactly. Oh, and throw that in
the
there
wedding
and
planning.
just surviving, like
Yeah.
networking.
Yeah.
Because networking, you have to, because as a business owner, you have to support other businesses and things like that, and
Right.
just new innovative ideas in the
Right.
world. And, so I think it's so important that like you have moments, at least 5, 10 minutes a day when it's just you alone. I don't care if you're listening to the ocean,
Got
like
you.
on an app, but I think it's so important for
I
you to
got you.
be able to be at your fully maximum potential.
I got you. I'm definitely going to take that for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate the
All right.
nugget.
You know, so sip your tea, and then we're gonna talk about the wedding that's coming up. Like, you
Hmm.
planning it, or you just this
Oh my
like you
gosh.
just like sit back and be like,
Imagine if I was
she's
planning
watching,
it.
so you can't be lying out here.
I'm definitely not
Not
planning it. I'm planning what the guys are wearing to the wedding, the
nice.
groomsmen and stuff. But
Yeah.
no, it's a lot of like she's doing a lot of the planning, obviously asking me stuff, but
Yeah.
I tell her I'm gonna be there and I'll be there on time. I promise you, I will be there. So
Yes.
there will be a wedding.
Yes.
I will
Thank
be
God.
there. And hopefully there's some food. No, I'm
Yes.
joking. We'll have some food down there.
There'll be food.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yes, yes. So she's doing a lot of the planning.
Okay.
Super excited though. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. No, that's a big deal. Like a wedding's a big deal.
it
Like,
is.
yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, long, long time ago. But anyway,
Mhm. How
yeah,
long have you guys been?
it's gonna be 23 years
Oh,
this year.
oh, good for
So,
you guys.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Just about to cross the threshold in a couple months.
yes,
So yeah, I'm gonna have some
congratulations.
questions for you all.
No, you know, I think one of the most important thing to remember is that you're on the same side.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Like,
for sure.
no matter what happens, and don't like people say don't go to bed angry. Anyway, so
Uh. Yeah.
that's oversimplification of
Yeah.
things, but I think just always choose respect and always remember that you're a unit,
Right.
and what impacts one impacts the other. And even when y'all are fighting and things are not going, just remember it's still one unit.
Right.
That's
Fight all that fighting fair and all of that good stuff.
no, it's important. Don't hit below
Right.
the belt, because you got to think about, like, I think this is your wife,
Right.
this is your husband, and don't say anything to the person that you wouldn't accept from someone else to say
Right.
to them. So it's like if you don't want anybody outside disrespecting them, like you don't disrespect them by calling them a particular name,
Right.
because it's like I think words like that once spoken can't come back. I'm not saying you can't come back from it,
Right.
but I
Just
just
hurts.
think
Yeah.
it hurts.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no reason.
Right.
Like I just
We're on
don't
the
see,
same team.
like,
So
that's it, one unit. No matter what happens, like y'all are in it. That's it.
yeah.
Like if you remember you're the same unit all the time, regardless of everything that's coming against you, like you're one unit. You'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be good for sure. I'll say that she's definitely like I wasn't someone that like looked that
Hmm.
thought I would be getting married, like it's not something that I grew up like.
Like I gotta get married,
Yeah,
or yeah,
just the 100. I grew up in the Bronx. It's just
yeah.
no the, but I tell you what, like she's just phenomenal.
Oh.
Like so when I think about it
Hmm.
and about her and all the things that we've been through, accomplished, and just
Yeah.
how strong our bond is, like
Yeah.
I can't wait. Like
Oh.
yeah, yeah, I
Oh.
look forward to it. That's why I tell everybody I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be on time too.
Yeah.
I'll be there waiting. Yeah,
That's now because she was here earlier, so she's like cheesing right now,
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. But no, congratulations on that.
Thank
And
you.
so I know that you are, doing a few things. What do you want the audience to know about you, about Snowgo app, or like any initiatives that you're doing that you want the audience support?
Right. So, as far as the Snowgo app, right? Like, if you have anybody that you think could benefit from it, like if it's your parents or somebody that has maybe a disability or they're a little sick or whatever the case might be, right? Just have a, you can even download the app and order the services for them, both for snow removal and landscaping. And then just keep an eye out on all the events that we have coming up for this summer. And
Hmm.
we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna make it really fun. I don't want to give out too many nuggets, but
Don't,
yeah, it'll
don't.
be a good time. You guys aren't
Good.
gonna want to miss it. So,
Okay, cool.
yep.
All right. And anything from the QB1 mentality? Is there
Oh yeah, there's so much stuff going on.
no that we
So,
want to support you?
so if you're a quarterback in New England or anywhere in the country, but specifically in New England, or you know anybody, just have them reach out, qb1mentality.com. We do like monthly, weekly trainings, private trainings, all of that good stuff. Yeah, and then this summer we'll have our community cuts event up in
Hmm.
North Central Mass. That's going to be in Fitchburg. So if you're in that North Central Mass area, definitely feel free to reach out to me for like sponsorships or any of that good stuff. We'll have like Raphael will be out there.
Hmm.
We're going to shoot some videos and all that good stuff. We're going to make it into a big thing. Like my mom said,
Yeah,
go big or go home. So
we're
we're going to
going
make it
big.
into a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be. Oh, and then if you need any like, marketing things, photography, videography, websites, all of that good stuff, you could feel free to reach out to myself or Kelsey or Raphael. Yeah.
That's awesome. That, that's quite a few things happening. That's
Like
amazing.
gotta remember all of it. It's great.
Like where's the one spot? Like I do
Right.
like oh God, this is happening.
It's
Yeah.
so funny seeing when I know somebody in like the football world and they see me doing something over here. They're like,
Yeah.
"Why
Well,
are you over here, coach?" I'm like, "I'm not coach right now."
no, I'm wearing my marketing hat right
Right.
now,
I'm
right
not
now.
coach right now,
Okay.
kid.
So for the QB, do you do high schoolers, college, and professional?
Yep, all
Oh,
three.
okay.
Even as low to like 6, 7 years old, depending on like
Yeah.
where they are in their development like path. But yeah, 6, 7 years old, all the way up. So if you need any help, definitely reach out.
All right, perfect. So for I'm trying to word this. Would you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
Mm. I mean, I feel I don't like the word
Tyler
entrepreneur
Perry, Oprah
because
Winfrey, Richard Branson, they're all considered entrepreneurs. So don't look down on entrepreneur, but go on.
I, I I don't like how it's become a
I
buzzword
know.
the last couple of years.
Mm,
I just say I'm just getting after it, you know.
okay.
But sure, sure, yeah. I
This is
consider
a
my
relationship book.
right. Right.
We're
Yeah.
we're not in
We're
a
not together.
situation.
We're just hanging out. I just take her out every now and then and
Sometimes, yeah,
take her out from work.
it's complicated, right?
Yeah, yeah. I guess I am with her. I guess I am.
Just say
Right. Yeah, I guess I am an entrepreneur. Jeez Louise. I've been fighting it for a couple of years.
time, yeah. But I personally believe that an entrepreneur is like people who are not like they don't feel limited to be in one specific
Right.
box, right? They're
I like
able
that.
to branch out and do a plethora of things because I think they're multi-talented.
Right.
They're able to do so many things, and I think one thing would kind of stifle them.
Yep.
So that's why I think like I think of Tyler Perry as an entrepreneur, as a director, as executive producer, a filmmaker, an actor.
Hmm.
He's doing all these multiple things. So when I think of entrepreneur, I think of people like those that are successful, like Oprah Winfrey. I
Yep.
do think of her as one, like she's a personality, but
Hmm.
like I think of all the other things because if she had just stayed like just a talk show host, like
Right.
we would have forgotten about her, like
Right.
after the show. So don't shy away from it.
Right.
It's
No.
what you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you've been growing, what were some of the hardest challenges that you feel like you were faced?
Ooh. Um. I think the one of the hardest things for me has been, and it's Black History Month,
All
so
right, let's
we're
get
going
into
here.
it. Like, it's okay. Go into it.
I think just really coming out to like college out in New England and not understanding how like even societies are just two different societies, even though or the places are two different societies, even though New York and Boston or Massachusetts are like right there,
Mm-hmm.
2.5, 3 hours. Um, but it's just a completely different world. So
It
I
is.
had to I had to really like learn so much. For example, I'm at heart, I'm the type of guy that, and especially with football, like I would run through a wall,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of energy, like
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. And coming up here, it's just a completely
No, Victor
different,
would for me be very slow paced, like.
right, completely different world, not you can't be as
Mm-hmm.
confident in yourself, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like
Mm-hmm.
humble conversation and all of that good stuff. So, and I grew up in an environment where I had to almost every force has an equal and opposite force. So in
Yeah.
order to get out of that, I had to have this type of mindset. So
Mm-hmm.
coming up here, it just that has been that was the toughest thing for me to get
Mm-hmm.
through, is like that, and then trying to find people with similar mindsets. Because I knew the stuff that I'm doing now, that it was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna be
Mm-hmm.
snow go, but I knew I was gonna do something.
Yeah.
So just trying to build that team of people and friends and positive energy and all of that good stuff. It was just so tough for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like, one thing my mom would always say too was, if everyone else is saying something and you're saying the opposite thing, you're the issue. You're probably the issue. So I had to undo that in my mind and say, no, it's not
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not the
not
problem.
it's
Yeah.
not me. Like I'm looking out for everybody as best as I can. I'm coming up with ideas. I want to see everybody win. Why
Yeah.
is the reaction being this way?
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of the toughest thing, in figuring out how to lead up
Okay.
here without
Mm-hmm.
maybe some of the titles,
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
lastly, like you're not everyone's hero.
You are not. You're the villain sometimes.
Right. Right.
Straight up.
Depending on
Yeah.
who it is that you're talking to, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you got to be okay with that when you're doing stuff. So,
Mm. Yeah, I think
mhm.
that's critical, and I think that's important to tell, for entrepreneurs, business owner, like no matter what it is that you do, you will not be for everyone.
Right.
And learning that and understanding that it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to dilute who you are. Don't try to twist and shift and change to fit into somebody else's version of you,
Hmm.
because you end up not being true to you and like straying so far away from who you are. And then they're still not going to be happy.
Right. Right. You're the one that's upset at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the folks that were truly there for you, like you've shifted from, so
Right.
it's like, I think being confident who you are is so important, and just having a very strong sense of self.
Yeah.
And, as you say, finding that right group of people
Hmm.
that I think that surrounds you, that encourages you. And at times when you might have forgotten will remind you of just how dope you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Or even when you're bugging,
yeah, even
like
listen, even that, like
right.
they're real, like, dude,
Yeah, bro,
cut it.
you're tripping right now.
Like
Like, oh, okay. All right. I didn't know. I didn't know. Let me relax. I didn't know.
they be accepted like that immediately.
You keep that tight group of people
Yeah,
around you that you speak to,
yeah,
and give them the autonomy to do that, and
yeah,
say that you're not going to be upset, knowing
yeah.
that it's love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. Like feedback coming from a place of love hits differently when it's
Hmm.
somebody that does not have your best interest at heart.
Right. Right. Right.
Right? Like the
Exactly.
same person could say, it's like it's perception is reality,
Mhm.
right? Like somebody that doesn't check for you can say something to you and like you react a certain way. And then, somebody who knows you like pull you aside and is like, you were wrong for that.
Yeah,
And you're
and
like,
it's like,
yeah, I
oh,
know.
oh, or like, yeah, I knew, I know.
It comes down to intentions and,
Hmm.
things like that. So for Black History Month this month, what have you done that you think has honored the ancestors?
Man, I've been fighting. No, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just trying to do what I can to change the narrative. for, and when I say narrative, it's in the
Mm,
minds of the kids that look like me. I
mhm.
don't care about everybody else's narrative.
Yeah.
I just want, when they're talking to themselves and they're looking at themselves in the mirror, maybe they see me and go, "Oh man, like I always wanted to maybe make an app, and this
Yeah.
guy just did it, so I
Yeah.
can do that." Or I wanted to go away to school somewhere just randomly and go do that, and this guy just did it. Maybe I could call him. So, I mean that's I feel like that's the best we could do in the situation that we're in right now, is just to speak power, truth and power into the youth,
Mm.
and lead by example.
No, absolutely. Well, I can't believe it's time, but we've been chatting for an hour,
Yeah.
and I think that's a perfect way to end because that's how we started, right? We
Mm.
started talking about the app and representation and little black boys and girls seeing you doing that, and I think there's no greater way to honor our ancestors and ourselves by truly just maximizing our potential and living our best lives and letting others see that and be inspired and motivated and says, I can do that.
Yeah.
He looks like me and he's doing that. I can do that too. And it's seen different for themselves when
Mm.
they see you do it. So I do believe that you're doing that, brother. So congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying yes and thank you for being on the show.
Of course.
All right. Well, guys, this is Christian Lopez. He is the co-founder of Snowgo app, plus a plethora of other things. Make sure that you're staying connected, that you're following him to see what's happening. They're going to be doing landscaping coming up in the summer. If you're looking for somebody for doing marketing, all that. He also does QB1 mentality, which is model after Mamba mentality. Y'all know how I feel about Kobe. So if you know any quarterbacks, he says starting from 6 years old all the way up, make sure you stay connected. And if you see him somewhere, say hey and says, I see you, brother, and great job. Thank you always for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. I know that you have so many things to do. So to take the time to watch the show, it's really appreciative. And if you are interested in being a guest or you know someone who you'd like to see on the show, please give me a holler at Suzanne at positively.suzanne.com. And I think that's about it. I do want to say happy Black History Month. It's not the only month, it's 365, 366 this year, but take the opportunity to educate, to teach, to learn, and to celebrate. Tomorrow we are ending Black History Month. I do have a panel celebration happening right here at the studio for phenomenal speakers, and we're just gonna have a good time. There's gonna be Jamaican food after.
Nice.
Sean's going to be on the panel, which is
There we go.
fantastic. So I'm so appreciative. So I'm just going to let my guest end the show by encouraging y'all.
Yeah. I mean, happy Black History Month, and I hope you guys are doing what you have to do every day, right? Whatever you have on your plate, whatever it is that you're trying to get done, make that checklist and start checking things off that checklist, and let's just get it done. So next year, Suzanne can reach out to you and you'll be sitting here talking about your projects.
I love it. I can't wait to have you on the show. So until next time, this is Suzanne and
Christian Lopez,
saying bye.
see ya.